Yeah. Pull up a chair, kick the dust off your boots. You're right where you belong, from back rows to bright lights, front porch to prime time. Coffee on the table, yeah, we talking all night. Laugh lines, hard time stories get told. If you've been there, done that, yeah, you already know. No suits, no scripts, just truth in the room. Different points of view, but we all break through. From the wins to the losses, every scar, every mile. If it's real, bring it here, pull up and sit a while. No filters, no fake, just voices, just faith. Everybody got a seat at the table we made. Welcome to Bubba's Round Table, where the truth hits hard and the laughs stay fatal. Different roads, but we all been able to find our way home when the talk gets real. Yeah, it don't matter where you came from, if you broke or you made one. Pull up close, let the story unfold. This is Bubba's Round Table. Been a long way up, been a long way down. Had my back to the wall, still stood my ground. Real ones around me, yeah, we built this thing. From late night talks to a microphone drain. Opinions fly fast, but respect stays strong. We can disagree and still get along. If you're living that life or you're chasing that flame, got a voice at the table, say it loud, say it plain. No mask, no shade, just real that stays. Every seat full, every word got weight. Welcome to Bubba's Round Table, where the good times roll and the bomb stays stable. From the backwoods nights to the city label, everybody's welcome, yeah, we all stay real. Raise a glass, tell the truth, let it all unfold. This is home for the hearts that are tried and bold. Yeah, this is Bubba's Round Table. We don't need permission, we don't need a name, just a seed, a voice, and a spark to flame. If you've been unheard, if you've been alone, this table's built strong, yeah, it's carved in stone. Round table. Welcome to Bubba's Round Table, where the stories live on and the truth won't fade, no. Pull that chair close, yeah, you already know. This is family now, welcome home.
Hello. Oh, okay. We're good to go. We're good to go. What's going on, everybody? Sorry, we had a little technical difficulties. The recording software I use kicked out my mic for some reason, probably because it updated. But anyhow, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Bubba's Round Table. I am your host, Bubba. Before we get into meat and potatoes, everybody, you know the deal. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure that little bell icon is on, so you always make sure that you are on the latest episodes for the podcast. Sorry for my absence, guys. Last weekend was a little hectic for me. I wasn't able to. Last week was a little hectic for me. I wasn't able to record any episodes, so we're starting. We're a little bit behind the ball. So this episode's gonna come out on Saturday instead of on Friday, like I wanted to, and then our normal episode for Monday will be done also. That'll be coming out on Monday also. But I appreciate everyone that's showed love, support towards the channel so far. We are making a little growth here and there. I am going to take the leap and make a TikTok page for it. So that way we get more growth other than just posting on YouTube. And we're also going to try to get on Spotify also too, guys. But for the topics for the day, the new fear, starting something new, building something from zero viewers, why most people quit too early, the most broke meal you lived on, and why rage clips always go viral. Guys, we're going to start with something a little bit different. We're going to go from the bottom up. So, why rage clips always go viral? People love to see other people rage. Guys, I have a lot of rage clips that if I had an editing team, that I would probably be famous. It don't matter if it's in football, it don't matter if it's in Fortnite, it doesn't matter if it was in COD. I have a lot of rage when I lose or I'm just getting absolutely throttled in any game that I go and play. Um, Especially in football. Uh, COD was always toxic, so you guys know how that goes. Um, you know, I tried to go and make sure that I keep it on a down low for a lot of that stuff, but it does take a toll after a while, and you're just like fucking, and you're just over it. So I am I am a big person when it comes to rage clips. Everyone thinks it's funny too. Everyone likes to see other people mad for some reason, and which I don't understand. But you feel and see the frustration that other people are going through rage clips. So I understand it, and I'm especially one of those type of people. Like, yep, know how I know how that feels, and know how this is gonna go, and yep, that was horrible. Bad call, bad judgment, blah blah blah. This guy can't do whatever. So I understand all that because like I said, I have a lot of rage clips that probably could go viral about a lot of things. Um, it is like a big deal to where you're sitting there and you're just getting shit on in a game, and then you're just like, I'm better than this. This shouldn't be happening, and then all of a sudden it does happen. But like everyone thinks it shouldn't, and then you get your teammates or your chat or whatever, um, going and you know talking shit to you too. Like that's basically how it feels. Um, so we try to go and make sure, or I try to make sure that I don't freak out too much because I don't like headaches, and that's where they usually lead to. But they go viral just because of that sensation right there. Um, it's contagious too because it's funny. Sometimes funny clips go viral, but when someone rages, it's funny. But yeah, that's the reason why they always go viral, and see someone destroyed all their shit, you know. Um, like Phase Jeb or whatever his name is. I mean, he's got one of the most iconic rages about getting flashbanged, or him smashing keyboards, or it just sees other people's frustration and pain. So um but yeah, like that's a good reason why. But then we're gonna go and get into the most broke meal you ever lived on, guys. I can tell you this one right now. So during '08, '08's recession, my dad was a shop worker, and he got laid off from or he didn't work for GM, but he was a subsidy of GM. So GM didn't work, he didn't work. But anyhow, he got laid off for a long time during when GM was going under, and they took the bailout and stuff like that. Well, during that time, we were just living off of his unemployment for a while, and what we would eat on a constant was ramen, ramen in a cup. and we were lucky we threw a little cheese on it. Yep, that's pretty much it. Ramen in a cup. But I mean, you gotta think back then, guys. You could buy a whole case of ramen, like the big cases. With I think like there's 12 in each row. I think you could buy one of those for. I think there were 33 cents. I think there was 44 in a row. Not 100% sure because it was what 18 years ago now. I'll be I would have been 11, 10 or 11 at the time. So yeah, like you got to think that much at that time. It was well. Let's see. It was $15 for that much ramen. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we had the spicy kind, spicy chicken. So it was always good, and then we threw some cheese in it. But that's what we lived off of for a long time. And then whatever, if we had a little extra money, my dad would go scrapping or whatever, and I'd go along with him, and then we go and take scrap to the scrap yard and go fishing, something like that. Um, whatever we caught, we ate. Pretty much we were really poor during that time. Um, the brokest thing I've ever lived off on my own was probably chicken and rice and ramen. Um, or I just ate a big enough lunch to that way it carried me over, and I just fasted for that long, and it really didn't matter. Chicken and or burgers and rice, type deal. Uh, it was. I definitely lived off some poor meals before. I think but the cheapest one ever would have to be the ramen. I mean, 33 cents and you got your lunch. Now it's a little bit more than that, especially if you get you're fancy and you get the little fancy bowl ones. But yeah, during that time it was like 33 cents for your lunch. You're good to go. Um, it's definitely times change. But yeah, that's probably the cheapest I've lived off of meals. Um, the reason why most people quit too early is because we're impatient people. No one loves to sit and do the grind and then do it for so long and they're not where they're at, where they want to be, and then all of a sudden they quit. And fuck it, I'm not doing it no more. I understand it. I have any. If you think about it, guys, I'm a streamer on the side. I stream on Twitch, and I also do this podcast. And when you first start out, right, like it sucks because you're like, all right, one of these days I'm gonna be big as Queso. I'm gonna be big as Markiplier. I'm gonna be big as Tim the Tap Man, Nick Merckx, Doctor Disrespect, Jinxie, Cloaksy. I mean, anybody. And then you're just slowly going like this with viewership, and you're staying at 0 to 3, and just barely making an affiliate. And then you're an affiliate now, and then it's pretty much garbage. And you're trying to put in the work, and you're only getting, say you get up like to 5, you know, and then you stay at 5 forever. You don't get the followers that you want. You do a lot of follow for follow BS, you know. And you're like, I've been doing this for 2 years. Shit sucks. I ain't where I'm at. I'm unhappy doing it, and I lost the love of it, and that's the reason why they quit. And you never know. The next day they could have went live. It's boom. Excuse me. It's when they could have hit it big. Could have went viral. Um, or I mean that's majority of it. I mean sometimes it comes down to finances. Can't afford to no more. Um, Building something from zero kind of plays with that. Building something from zero is you literally start with 0 viewers and or whatever it may be to get where you're at. Like right now, guys, I think we're at like 13 subs, 14 subs, and on YouTube. And I've been doing it for about what, a month now. It's not where you want to be, especially when YouTube's deal is, to get monetized. You know, it makes a big deal. Sorry, guys, I'm quite thirsty. But yeah, no, starting from zero, it's we'll tie this into the fear of starting something new. When you're starting something new, you start from zero. When you think about it, um, and it's also terrifying because you don't know how you're gonna react, how you're gonna learn how to be able to react with the people that you're talking to. Like guys, I used to have a real bad phobia of talking to people I didn't know, and I still do it now. Like I'll still clam up and I won't say anything unless I'm comfortable with you guys. Me having years of experience of talking into a camera, aka you guys, it helps because I'm just talking to a square box and you guys are thinking I'm talking to you. And it helps because if I don't know your mannerisms in person or how you're gonna react to mine, it does get scary. It is intimidating, it's not fun, but when you do, or say you're doing, you know, say you're doing a woodworking YouTube page. Well, are you thinking that people are going to tune in and just criticize you and say all your shit sucks? Or, do you want to go through the process of saying or dealing with, oh, these people are just here to be hateful and there's no good comments and how am I going to go and succeed in this? Stuff like that. And it's fearful because when you start from zero viewers, you're literally just talking to yourself. And streamers are actually on the borderline of being classing paranoid schizophrenics because we talk to ourselves for the majority of us. The guys that average, 1 to 2 viewers, 3 viewers, when you first starting out, that's what you're like. And then when you get into Discord calls and stuff like that, it becomes more human and you game with your buddies and stuff like that. That's what happens. When you start at zero and you're trying to make something, you're doing as much as you can. But that fear also kicks in, starting something new is what if I'm not doing this right? What if I'm not doing this right? That's the reason why a lot of people get displaced in their jobs too. Like no one wants to leave their job that they've been doing the same job for X amount of years and start something new, and you don't know how this is going to go. You don't know how your boss is going to react to this. You don't know how your boss is going to react to that. Like I know my boss is going to react to me because I've been working at my job for 4 years now, and they know what I can do, what I can't do, and how I joke around and stuff like that. When you got to start something new, it's just like relationships, guys. You got a new friendship, you got, a new girlfriend, boyfriend, you know, you meet the parents for the first time, blah, blah, blah. It's just fear because you want to make the best first impression. And when you get comfortable and displace it in those areas where you were already, you can't move out of the way and get somewhere else. and think, well, how come I can't succeed like I did last time in this last situation like I did here? And that's when you starting from zero, you have that complacency, sorry. And then you get to where you're at, and then like I'll tie this in back into why people quit too early. You get where you're at and you just stay there. So say like I'm averaging 3 viewers. I'm averaging 3 viewers for a whole year. And then that whole year goes around and you're coming up on 2 years and then you're averaging say 5. You come 3 years around of your time and you're maybe at 10. And you're like, I'm fucking done, dude. So no one wants to put in the work to see something fail. That's a fear. That's a fear right there. Well, fear. Why they quit too early. And then when you get starting from zero, it's also fear. And you come back down here, and then they quit too early because they started from zero, and the fear of failing was always there. That's the reason why. It really is. But guys, we're gonna wrap up this episode. I appreciate everyone that came and hung out with us. Remember, guys, if you watched the video all the way to the end, leave lost in the comments, please. Leave the word lost in the comments. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and hit that sub button with the little bell icon to make sure you're always up on the new episodes that drop. We're going to have a new scheduling drop here pretty soon. I'll let you guys know in just a normal post on the YouTube page. But with that being said, guys, much love to you. And remember, you're always as great as you put your mind to it.